Let's talk about the aforementioned Jackson Dart, who called the Giants a smooth transition. Not to be confused with a smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal.
That's like the best cover song of all time, by the way. Anyway, obviously,
MJ is the real.
what?
It's MJ, Michael Jackson. MJ.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So anyway, Jackson Dart talked about his relationship with the Manning family. Because keep in mind, Archie Manning played at Ole Miss. Eli Manning played at Ole Miss. Sometimes you forget when a player is in the NFL for a long time that they came from somewhere before. So on the Manning family, he said, my relationship first started with them when I first got there, talking about Ole Miss. They were one of the first families to reach out to me, and it's been special how our bond and connection has been able to grow throughout my time there. Doing different events with them, and at the same time, them coming to games, shooting good luck text, and going to the Manning camp was also an amazing experience. They've been a huge asset to me, and I look forward to continuing to build a relationship with them. Now, Eli, talking about Dart. Now, keep in mind, Eli Manning has point blank offered to help the Giants look for a quarterback, by the way.
Oh.
So,
well then.
Keep that in mind when I say that. Eli said, I like Jackson Dart. I probably watched him more than anybody just from watching Ole Miss games. I've been around him, and he's a great kid. Been in the same offense for 3 years and been successful. Seen him grow and progress and seems to be able to make all the throws. Yeah, like I said, I like it. I'm not anti Jackson Dart. Let me be very clear on that. I know we've talked about before how I've said that Jackson Dart is a guy that, wasn't exactly one of my top guys. I honestly have him as quarterback 4, I think, at this point. And
He's
granted, we
definitely
haven't
top 5 for me.
we haven't done our final rankings yet, and I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, what about so and so? Like, I'll do my final rankings, and you'll do yours, Rob, and we'll figure it out where we're at and give the goofball top 10. But in my head right now, it goes Ward, Sanders, Gabriel, and then Dart. Again, I like Gabriel a lot more than other people do. I'll admit that freely.
You do. I have to evaluate more of the talent. I definitely am Ward front, Sanders second. I'm high on Dart, but I don't know. Like when it comes to like these second round guys, like I just like Monroe, like I'm up. Like I think some of the footage I see, like I have to really dive in and look at the footage and like just talk about what we were talking about 40 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. Hey, what is this guy doing right before the interception? Like, what is he doing right before he gets sacked? What is he doing? Like, I've only seen highlights, so like I don't want to give an biased opinion off of something of highlights.
Yeah. And like I said, we're gonna have to do a lot more, obviously, as we get closer and closer to the draft here. We'll probably start doing that pretty quickly there. But yeah, it's definitely an issue that you're for people at times with some of the things that you see with Dart. And we've talked about it before, the accuracy issues, the reading defense issues. It's can you fix it? But anyway, Dart.
But also I mean that interrupted real fast, but like we just talked about Allen before with 52% point whatever as a completion rate in college, and look at him now. Dude look like the Winter Soldier a whole year. Amazing. Just so accurate, so good. That could be Dart. Dart could also be a bust, be out of the league in 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Dart will have a decent career in this league. I really do. I think he's going to be a backup, though, is where I think personally. Like I said, and I could be wrong. I got nothing against the kid, and I still need to do more homework on all these guys. I've got to the point where I've watched a couple of games for most of the big top ones there just to have a good feel for everything going on, along with both doing that and watching highlights there. But for some, especially the bigger names there, the Ward, the Sanders specifically, I'm gonna Woody before we get into our full deep dive on the players, I'm gonna watch every single game, not just this year, but I'll probably go back into the other years as well. and see what's going on, because it's just, you have to. But like I said, I feel like Dart is that guy that I look, from what I've seen so far, the anticipation's not there. The defense, he's having trouble reading them so far. That's just in college. So I
So they
gotta
get it
see.
harder.
Yeah, I gotta see some of that, and maybe I'll see some of that as I watch more and more film on him. Who knows? But or maybe it's something I see where I go, okay, well, you can train him to pick up this and learn this, but we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, the whole the whole point of the topic was what he said after, what Jackson Dart said afterwards, talking about the Giants, and he said it would be a smooth transition, and I said partially because of the fact that he has this relationship with the Mannings, and I think that's something that I don't think enough people have talked about really too, as well, is that here's a guy that literally has been around one of the biggest voices you trust in that building for years now. I think the Giants probably have a very good idea of what they think of Jackson Dart because of the Eli Manning and Manning family relationship with him 100%. And it's funny because remember when Daniel Jones came out, of college there, and I was like, oh, this is the Manning guy. This is the same coach as Manning, and Manning's have a relationship with them. And they were blowing that down our throats like you wouldn't believe at that point there. And they didn't talk about that with Jackson Dart, which I feel weird. I don't know how to think about that, but it's like, why is that not being talked about enough? Where they could be like, oh, well, Mannings have a great relationship. Jackson Dart would be their guy. Like they've said, like that's not coming out yet. And that makes me believe that either it's going to come out later on, but at this time of the year, back when we drafted Daniel Jones, that was already coming out. But back then, we were already hearing that, and we're not hearing it yet. So it makes me think either it's going to come out, or behind closed doors, Eli's like, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, or I mean, that's what I say. It could go either way. Like they're like, oh, this is a great guy, and they don't want to over, hype him where the Giants have to pay too much capital to get him in the draft.
Yeah.
Or the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He could be your possible backup. He could be your next DeVito.
I think wherever he goes, he's going to get a chance to start, and if he fails there, he'll be a career backup after that for somebody else. That's probably the truth of with Dart. But we'll see. I mean, I honestly wouldn't even be shocked if somebody takes him in the latter end of the first round, and he sneaks into the first round, because there are teams that really want to get first round quarterbacks to get that 5th-year option. And if you think he's worth it, and you have a chance, let's say the Chiefs or Eagles are coming up. Oh, I lost Rob. He disagreed with me that much. But let's say the Chiefs, the Eagles are coming up, and you get a chance to go ahead and draft him, and you like him, and he's your guy, then you would want to draft him, get that extra year, get that 5th-year option. You only get that if you draft him in the first round. So, like I said, I think he'll kind of get, sneak his way into the end of that first round at the very latest. Maybe it's a Bo Nix situation. He ends up going, top 10 or, mid first round even at that point, because people get that desperate for a quarterback. It happens every single draft, every single one. So
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please,